Hey Feasters, and welcome to episode 130. And today was such an awesome question, I couldn't wait to share it with you. I know a lot of you struggle with this, and by the end of the show, you'll push aside that fear and realize it's in your own head. Welcome to the Ask Rezzz podcast. I'm Jason, and I'm here to help you get past those bumps in the road, those struggles, those things that hold you back from building an amazing and profitable freelance business each and every single day. Hey, before we get into today's show, can I ask you for a favor? If you are enjoying the show and what I do here, the biggest thanks that I can receive is leaving the show a review or 5-star rating over in iTunes. I don't take our time each and every day for granted and truly do appreciate you lending me your ears for a few minutes every single day. It does take a lot to produce this podcast every day though, and those ratings and reviews do make a difference in not just the podcast being found, but also that you show support for me and the show. It would mean the absolute world to me if you would take just 38.5 seconds and head on over to rezzz.com/iTunes and do so. Now let's get on with this awesome show. I had this question from someone inside our Feast community ask me during our monthly roundup call, and I had to share it because it was such a great question. And I've heard this question asked of me many times before. I've asked myself this question, and it's really a struggle. So let me quickly paint a picture for you. You offer two types of services to two different types of clients. One of those types of clients essentially looks down at the other service for whatever reason, whether they believe that the skill set isn't advanced enough, or those working in that field must not be great at providing services, basically attaching some stigma to it. It's like the quote-unquote other side of the tracks metaphor, if you will. Now, on the call, it was suggested to create different landing pages for both and hope that the one client you're trying to keep away from the one service doesn't find it. And this is one option, but I wouldn't count on them not finding out what all of your services are in the end anyway, really requiring you more work, more stress, and more anxiety in trying to figure out a way to market yourself, but also hide yourself at the same time. For me, and well, this could be the New Yorker in me shining through a bit, it was my decision to just put all my services on equal footing and not care. If you go to my services page, you will see distinct types of customers and how I can best serve them, even if the services that I provide to them are pretty much the same. How I best serve them, to me, that's what's important. If you're a blogger using ConvertKit and looking for someone to build out some email campaigns for you, let's talk. If you're an e-commerce store using Drip and looking to build out some sort of complex integrations with cart abandonment and on-site personalization, let's talk. If you're an influencer running a membership site or a coach selling a program on WordPress looking to grow your membership's retention rate, let's have a conversation. Each of those types of clients are very distinct, but if they know who they are and what they need, they will follow the correct path and won't care what other services I provide. Have you ever tried hiring somebody to do your driveway? I'm actually in that process right now, actually. And I didn't know this until I started down this road, but those that do driveways oftentimes do chimney work too. Now, do I care how their work is on those chimney jobs? Maybe slightly, just from a professional standpoint, but 99% of what I care about is how well they do on driveways. What sort of substrate do they plan on using? Will this crack in 5 years or last me for the next 20? What kind of pavers work best in my area? Those are the things that I care about as a consumer. And from my experience, that's what's most important to clients. How well you can solve their problems. It's in our own heads that we think we'll hurt ourselves by putting these services side by side, when in reality, we're just creating more stress and headaches for ourselves. If a client has a Rails app and uses Drip for their email automation and thinks that I can't help them with great results because I also do WordPress development, then maybe that person isn't a right fit for me anyway. If you've listened to past episodes, as well as my other podcast where I talk about discovering your ideal client, you'll know personality is a huge part of that. I want our personalities to mesh well together. If they want to test me, that's fine. But if they put some stigma on me and take it to a point where it's disrespectful, then that's really on them. If there's a sense of that during our initial conversations, we will either talk about it or move on in our separate ways. Is it a missed opportunity? Sure. But I want to work with people who will respect what I do and the value I can bring to them and their business alone. If you have a question, ask Rezzz. That's me by leaving me a tweet, or head on over to askrezzz.com and take a look at the past 130 episodes. There's tons of great questions being asked and answered there. If you want to build your own customized playlist around your experience, go ahead and do so by dropping in your name and email address, and I'll build that out for you. Until next time, it's your time to live in the feast.